Welcome everyone to the kickoff of the 2016 Fiesta Days. I'm Councilman Brandon Gordon. With me is Council Member Stacy Beck, Karen Bradford from the Parks and Recreation, and Stephen Money from the Fiesta Days Rodeo. Welcome everyone.
Thanks.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, I think that to get started, maybe for those that don't know the history behind Fiesta Days, maybe you could give us some of, maybe we could talk about some of that, why we have Fiesta Days and where it started.
Okay.
Maybe let's start with our senior that you know, was probably here when it started. Were you here when it started, Steve?
Not quite.
Oh,
not
okay.
quite. But it was kind of ironic. My grandparents, my great-grandparents had started down at the rodeo with the Fiesta Days down there. It's in the Hall of Fame down there, so it was quite interesting to have it. It kind of started with Black Hawk Days, and then the church got involved and really made a Fiesta Day city celebration out of it back in the late 30s, early 40s, back in there.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's incredible. There is a ton of preparation that goes into Fiesta Days. And most people don't realize a lot of the behind the scenes. Maybe you could help us there, Karen.
We start right after the celebration ends, and we have a debrief to talk about what we could improve, and then we start planning in September. And we have monthly meetings all through the year. Once we get to May, we're usually meeting twice a month, and we have lots of volunteers, subcommittee chairman or event chairman, and then they all have volunteers that help with all the events. So it is truly a community effort to pull Fiesta Days off.
Karen told me that her Fitbit almost exploded Saturday with all of the running around that she did.
That's
She
right.
got lots and lots of steps on it. And that, you mentioned a word, that volunteers.
Yes.
Tell me about the volunteers. I mean,
Well, we start with 3 couples that are that kind of just take the helm, and we have a past chair and a chairman and a co-chair, and they are 3 couples that just put their heart and soul into everything. And then we have our council representative, and then we have some city staff with our special events coordinator Elaine Hanson and Steve that does the rodeo, and then I'm the representative from Parks and Rec, which special events, which is in charge of Fiesta Days, is under Parks and Recreation.
you're having meetings weekly.
Love it. Monthly.
Monthly.
Till we get close.
Ironing out all the details.
A lot of
That's right.
meetings, a lot of meetings, a lot of people. I don't think people realize how much goes into it and how many people donate their time to put on an event. And I'm very thankful for all of them. You know, I've been associated with it for quite a while now, and there's a lot of people. But that's what Spanish Fork is. That's what Spanish Fork is. It says a lot for what Spanish Fork really is.
You're exactly right. That's incredible. The volunteerism is what makes Fiesta Days just such a
You bet.
treat for this community.
And then the city staff just steps up in such a big way to make sure everything's set up facility-wise and infrastructure-wise and all of that, they just work hard.
Yeah.
I think I've just stepped right into a very well-oiled machine. Our past councilman, Richard Davis, has set up some just really neat ways for people to rotate in and out, and everything just is handled beautifully. And then with Elaine, Karen, and Steve taking care of things.
And public safety.
Oh, yeah, lots of public safety. Yeah, it's just been fun to watch since I've started going to the meetings in January. Everyone is just right on point doing what they need to do to make it successful.
That is fun, and funny you should mention the public safety. You know, I always ask people what their favorite part of Fiesta Days is, and I had an elderly woman say to me that she loves to see our officers in their clean pressed white uniforms during Fiesta Days. And it's funny because everyone has their own fun things. Some like the parade, some like the rodeo, and for her that's just something that's exciting to see all of the officers out helping guide people
everybody.
along, and it's really a well-oiled machine. So,
You know, the one thing about them people and the volunteer, it takes away from their own personal family. If you think them officers are working a lot of hours, and they don't get to spend Fiesta Days with their family. They spend it out on the street making Fiesta Days successful for everybody else. The same way with our chairmen and all our volunteer people and that. a lot of them don't get to have the barbecue with their family. They're out trying to make everything work for everybody else. It's really incredible.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now tell us, Stacy, as you know, like you say, you've taken over for Councilman Davis, and you're in it now and doing it. Tell us about this year's theme and for 2016.
Well, I think our current chairman, Mike and Kim Olson, chose our theme, Kick the Dust Up, and it's been a fun one. We will all be sporting our Kick the Dust Up shirts, these polos that we're currently wearing throughout Fiesta Days. So as everyone's out and about, they can spot us easily, we're hoping. So if they have questions, comments, want to chip in and help, they can approach us and ask. And I think when I came in, it was just already moving smoothly. I know I have big shoes to fill. I don't even know if it's possible to fill Richard's shoes. He's been great. So I feel like I've just kind of offered my assistance where I can and watched everyone work, and we're geared up for a fun month. We're super excited, all of us.
I think you have what it takes, because the secret recipe, as I watched Richard over the last 4 years, was passion. And so you definitely have the same passion. And
well, I'm excited. July is going to be fun. And it's been, I think Fiesta Days, I've heard several times compared to Christmas, that it's people's favorite time of the year, and it's right up there with Christmas. On July 25th, 26th, it's just like, oh, it's over. But it's kind of sad, because then school's right around the corner, and you feel like it's just, you know, your summer's kind of wrapped up, and I don't know, it's just a special time of year. A lot of family reunions are happening, a lot of class reunions are happening. Families are coming into town. It's just really a celebration of not only community, but families too.
so give us some general dates. When does it start? And
we have a magazine that hopefully is in everyone's mailboxes by now, by the time you're seeing this. And right here in the center is a calendar of events, so people can just even pull that right out and reference that for the 2 weeks that we have Fiesta Days going. So yeah, the Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat will kick that off. But as soon as Saturday comes, the 16th, we'll have a car show, the theater, the pyro musical, like lots will be going on that first Saturday.
Karen, what are some Parks and Recreation events that are going to
Well, we have the standard ones. We have the Speedy Spaniard Road Race. Last year we changed the route. We still started at Canyon View Park, but we ran down the newly completed River Trail and finished at the sports park. And that was a big hit. Some people were a little nervous, but they loved it. It's a beautiful run and a lot safer because we're mostly on the trail and not on the roads. We don't have to worry about traffic. And then the Kids Mile Run, those both take place on the 25th. On Monday the 25th, you can still register online. We have a softball tournament for men and women. We have swimming at the water park on Pioneer Day. We have our tennis tournament and our playground kickball tournament, which is a huge hit for families to come and get a team together. But we have a new event this year called Spike Ball. And if you haven't heard about that, that's all the rage. I think it's hard, but a lot of people love it, and it's just played with a little it looks almost like a little mini trampoline, but you spike the ball, and anyway, they love it. So that's our new event.
I saw that on the website. It was $15 a couple, is that right?
For two people.
For two people.
For two teams.
That seems really affordable.
Yeah, yeah.
And for some fun.
Yeah.
The kickball team.
I mean, even if you don't know a lot about it, come and try it. I mean, it'll be fun.
Yeah, kickball teams or
kickball's
filling
awesome.
up fast.
You
and
can
space
throw
is
the
limited.
ball at people. What's better than that?
Sounds like we better get a council.
Oh, hey.
That would be good.
That'd be great.
Right. Well, great. Parks and Rec's a big part of Fiesta Days.
They
We
are.
appreciate all you do.
Yeah.
Let's talk rodeo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you booked any fun specialty act this year?
We have. The committee, this year the rodeo is going to be just outstanding. It really is. For years we've been trying to secure this act that we got this year, but we always do a lot of homework, and we're always booking a few years in advance because that's where you get the best. And we wanted to get this specialty act. It's Kenny, the Steel Cowboy, Barton. And it's a motorcycle act, and they come and they do jumps and that. And they have other acts, but this is the best one on the market. So we have not, that's why we didn't pick up the other acts. We got this one, and finally everything come together, and he'll be entertaining the crowd this year, and it's going to be really neat. We're going to do it right after the bull riding, so people don't want to leave early, because we're going to do it right after the bull riding, and then we don't have to worry about the teardown time. So it's going to be very, very exciting. It's never ever been done in our arena.
Wow.
So this is the first time for this act ever in this area. So it's going to be really incredible. You don't want to miss this one.
That's cool. Will you be on any motorcycles?
I don't think so.
Okay. We don't want to have
I don't think so.
what happened to Dave Euler on a horse happened to
Yes.
you on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You remember that.
Yes, I do. It was
Thanks
my
for bringing
horse.
that up.
He'll appreciate that probably later.
So Steve, is this a one-man act?
No, there'll be 2 to 3 people riding motorcycles and that, and doing all sorts of these jumps, and they will jump the length of the arena.
Like Evel Knievel
Yes.
back in the 70s.
Yes. And right at the end, if the crowd gets into it enough, they'll do a backward flip.
Wow.
So we
on a
need to be an
motorcycle.
active,
So-
engaged crowd.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's going to be
That's
really
usually not
incredible.
a problem at the rodeo.
Yes.
To have
yeah, that's
active,
pretty good.
engaged
No,
crowds.
our fans are fantastic.
They
Our
are.
fans are fantastic. They really get into it. Now, we had our mutton busting today applications. We had 110 applications for mutton busting. And every one of them is going to be able to perform at the rodeo. Some will be in pre-show, and some will be doing the performance every single night, but they'll all get to perform. And it's a big crowd favor. The kids, they really like that. They really do.
Yep.
It's been good in that. The one thing I would like to say is I wish everybody look on this magazine and really thank these sponsors. These sponsors are really incredible for what they've stepped up and donated to us in that, and I'd really like to personally thank them myself. Our rodeo would not be where it is today without the support of all these sponsors. There's just no way that it could be. They really took the rodeo up to another level. They've
Talk
been
about
incredible.
that big news, Steve.
Oh, it's the Professional Rodeo Cowboy Association will be inducted the Spanish Fork Fiesta Days Rodeo in the Hall of Fame in August.
That's awesome.
It's a dream come true. You know, this is 33 years that I've been here on it and that, and when they called and told me this, I sat down and bawled at first. I thought, boy, we're the only rodeo in the whole state of Utah that's been inducted in the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame, and there's only 25 rodeos in the nation out of 750 of them that's been inducted.
Wow,
and it's
that's
by a
so
selection
awesome.
committee that put you in there. So I'd really like to thank that selection committee, but it's just incredible to be inducted in the Pro Rodeo Hall of Fame.
Pretty cool honor.
That's way neat.
Yeah, that's pretty big for us, you know. And a lot of it is our fans and our sponsors and everybody in our community that gets behind and support it.
Yeah.
And that's what took it to us. And a great family that helped us here in town. You know, we've got the most incredible arena that there is, and everything just keeps coming together. You know, I always said that while I've been associated with this, I know, you know, Brandon, when you play golf and you do real good, you say the golf god was with you.
Right.
The rodeo god's been with me for 30 years, and it's been
That's-
incredible. It's been a heck of a ride.
Yeah. Well, it takes more than him to be with me when I'm golfing, I'll tell you that much. So. But yeah, you bring up a great point. My wife's from Pleasant Grove. They just had Strawberry Days, and she said, "Do you want me to get you a ticket to the rodeo?" And I graciously declined, and she said, "You're a rodeo snob, aren't you?" And I said, "I have been spoiled. Yes, definitely
It's a
spoiled."
good show.
Stephen, I think it says a lot about you and how you've run our program and all of the men with you saying, you know,
The riding club.
it's
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Well, thank you,
due
Stacy.
diligence to all of you over the
been
years, so thank you.
It's been really good. You know, we've had good support from everybody and good help, and the riding club and the city administration backed you, and the council, and So it's been good. When everybody supports you like that,
Yeah.
you can carry out your dream, and it's been a good one. It's
Well,
been a good one for us.
congratulations.
Thank
Yeah.
you very
Yeah.
much. It's been
Thanks,
good.
Steve. Stacy, what is any changes this year?
Yeah, the one thing we added was our Pioneer Spirit Award. We wanted to just reach out for an opportunity to pick a couple or individual to just talk about them and their volunteerism, their spirit. And this year we chose Preston and Elaine Hughes, and maybe one of our chairmen will go more into that. But that was something really cool that we've incorporated, and that this will be our first year doing that, but we will continue. And then we're having a 50-mile bike ride, and that will kind of be on the last day of Fiesta Days, or July 30th. We'll meet at the high school. It's a 50-mile bike ride, and it's going to be really great. So you can register online, or you can register that morning.
Well, and there's a family bike ride too.
Yeah, and that's
if they
just
just
5
wanted
miles?
to, or
Or
10.
10?
I think 10. Yeah.
And that's going, some of that's helping charity. It's a
Yeah,
charity
it's
event
for the
as
Blue
well.
Haven Foundation.
And then part of it,
15% or
part of it, comes back to our own public
Yeah.
safety to be able to use within our community.
Okay. You said safety.
Safety is big in Fiesta Days. One thing we want to remind everybody is during the Grand Parade, we have fog lines. That's the white line that is painted on the side of the streets. And anybody that is passing out any material, giving out candy, they have to walk along the fog line and hand it or toss it across the fog line. We don't want any kids running out into the street. We've had a few close calls in Fiesta Days, and some of them pretty scary. And boy, nothing could mar this amazing celebration than to have an accident or have somebody seriously injured or hurt. And so please, parents, just keep your kids behind that white line. No little piece of taffy or Tootsie Roll is worth getting hurt. And then we'll make sure the outwalkers walk alongside to hand out the candy, including the council.
Sure. Absolutely.
Including the council.
Just saying. Just saying.
Just saying, Stacy. Did
Oh,
you hear that?
okay.
As long as you got that.
Yeah.
Well, maybe to sum up, let's ask each of you what Fiesta Days means to the community, and maybe you could just summarize that. And we'll start with you, council person Beck.
Council person. Okay. I think it's the city, like the administration, the staff, giving back to our community. A lot of the events are free. There's a couple of things that we charge for, but it's a way to give back to all of our citizens to just come and join together with your neighborhoods and friends and families and participate in the different events. And the events that we do charge for help just keep the money rotating through, so we can have things like the movie in the park and all the, like the kids carnival. A lot of those things are free for kids to just come
Kids
down
Day.
and play, and Kids Day. And so it's really, I think, our city giving back to the residents, because we do have such an amazing city.
Yeah, thank you. Karen?
I think it's just a time that we can remember our pioneer heritage, remember that we all pulled together to build this community, and it's all about family. And I know my kids love to come back for Fiesta Days. And I've got my son's coming from Las Vegas, my daughter-in-law and son-in-law are coming from Delta, and we'll all be together. And I just think it's all about families and seeing those smiles on the face as everybody's together and having a good time and kicking up the dust.
That's right.
That's true.
That's right.
true.
Steve?
I just, like I say, I've been here for a little while, and what I'd really like to thank Brandon is our chairmans and that, what they bring to the table. Every one of them bring something new. We had the Millennium Choir last year with John and Linda that was just fabulous, And Mike and Kim this year, we got the bike ride, the Pioneer Road. Everybody brings a little bit too, and it's almost getting so big that you just can't keep track of it. And Robert and Gail that's been over the parade, all of them chairmen bring something new in there. But I would like to say something because, I know how it works on the inside. Elaine Hanson and Karen have just been really, truly incredible what they've kept track of. Elaine is, she just so, she can think up anything, can make things, spice it up and make things so great and wonderful. she takes it to the next level, you know, everything that she does. And Karen keeps track of everything to that. And we just got a great organization. Like you said, it's a well-oiled machine, and it's all the people that make it there and that. And I'd truly like to thank all of them and the Riding Club and everybody else that puts it on there, because what would we have if we didn't have Fiesta Days?
A boring July.
Yeah, we would. So I'd really like to thank them and thank everybody for what they did.
Yeah, you make a great point. It would be a boring July. One of my favorite movies is The Sandlot, and there's a part in that when they start playing America the Beautiful and the community's together and the fireworks are going off and things like that. And I think when you get to Fiesta Days and you smell the smells and you feel the sights and you see friends that you haven't seen in a long time, like you said, there is a lot of talent behind what goes into Fiesta Days, but it's not an exclusive club. No. Anybody can be involved.
That's right.
Anyone
That's
can come
everybody.
out and volunteer and be a part of this wonderful celebration. So we invite everyone to come out and kick the dust up. And we want to thank Spanish Fork 17 and all of you for joining us today.